Hello everybody and welcome back to the Retrocuting Collectors channel today, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Shattered Glass Starscream. We can get him out of here and we can take a look at the box first. So I'm loving how these Shattered Glass boxes look. They have this really nice black color to them with this nice purple and pink kind of accent to them. On the front here we just got a picture of Starscream up here. It says Starscream there, Decepticon logo here, Shattered Glass here. Got that nice colored Transformers logo there. On this side, we have a Shattered Decepticon logo up here, as well as some more art of him. Looking very nice. I also like how this box, the background isn't like reflective, if that makes sense, but the actual picture is, if you kind of see what I'm getting at here. If you see that. Gives a really cool, like, not two-tone, that's not the right word, but I hope you get what I mean. It kind of gives it a cool layered effect kind of a deal. On the back here, we see that nice Transformers Shattered Glass logo again, and we see him in his robot mode as well as his Cybertronian Tetrajet mode. This guy is a repaint of the Siege Starscream. And at the top here, we got that Shattered Glass logo with that nice window. Looking very nice. So we can bring Starscream back in here. I think this is an awesome looking figure. He is my first of the Siege Starscream molds, so I unfortunately don't have any other of this mold. I have a lot of the Earthrise Seekers though, but very cool looking. I'm kind of glad I have this now. It's kind of making me want to go pick up that Rainmaker 3-pack. But very cool. My one and only complaint, and it's not really about the figure itself, it's more about the materials, is it's yellowing kind of bad and really fast, and it hasn't even been exposed to that much sunlight, which is very strange to me. But if you see these joints down in here and that little double joint right there, they're getting a lot yellower than the rest of the plastic, and you can kind of see that pretty obvious right here how that's yellowed, but that little strip right there is perfectly white. It's more bothersome to my actual eye in person than it's really showing up on camera here. Like, this is like painfully obvious that it's the wrong, it's yellowed, and that's either sun bleaching, yellowing, or just I've never noticed that the materials are that different of a color. But not really a fault on the figure itself, it's more of a fault of the plastic used in it. But he does come with 4 accessories, which are pretty cool. He comes with the classic 2 Seeker Null Rays. These are the Siege Seeker Null Rays. Kind of look more like just rifles that just go on his arm. Very cool. Cast out of this nice white plastic. These have not yellowed at all. Set those down. He also comes with, and these are unique to this guy right here, the Shattered Glass Starscream, is this sword, or swords. So you get these 2 swords here. They are almost identical except mirrored, and this one has a longer handle, and the little tabs are different, but they have kind of a double function where you can tab them together like this, and then you have just one giant sword. Or if you want to have him dual wield, you can just rip these off, and there we go. He can have 2 swords. Very cool. I actually do like the translucent blue on this. I think that's a nice color. Very cool. It matches his cockpit up here in his chest. So I like that. It's a nice addition there. Get that out of the way. We can go ahead and put these back on him. For articulation, I was actually rather surprised to find just how much more articulated this Siege mold is than the actual Earthrise Starscream mold. His head is on a ball joint, so it can actually look more up and down than the Earthrise one, and then you get side to side just like a normal ball joint. You can move his wings back and up and however you want, and you can be rather expressive with these. Like, you can kind of do a lot with those. You can even fold them straight out of the way if you don't want wings. Then his arm can go full 360. Can also stretch out perfect 90. He has bicep rotation right up here, as well as double jointed elbows, which allow for as far range of motion as it can physically get. Not quite 180, but definitely past 90. And then he also has, without doing that, he does have wrist swivel. He also has waist articulation right here, which the Earthrise mold does not. He also has really, really good leg articulation. Kick out that far, can kick back only about that far, which the Earthrise mold is also limited with the back, like bringing his legs back, so can't complain too much. But here's where it gets me. These legs can fold all the way in. The Earthrise mold cannot do that. They stop like here. So that's pretty gnarly. It even has this more for transformation, but it even has this panel right here that'll collapse when you fold it in too far, just to allow it to collapse even more. He does have some pretty good ankle rocker joints as well as just feet articulation. You can also kind of adjust his heels and toes if you want to count that. But all in all, a very articulate figure in my opinion. I was rather surprised. Like I said, I don't own any of the Siege molds, so getting this in hand for the first time was kind of mind-blowing, only comparing it to the Earthrise molds. And speaking of that Earthrise mold, since I don't have the Siege Starscream to show this off, I'm actually going to straight up show you the Studio Series 8612 Coronation Starscream, which is just the Earthrise mold with extra accessories in a slightly different paint job. But here they are. You can definitely see that the colors are just straight up different. They're not the same colors. He is white, and he's more of a like tan gray kind of color scheme going on here, and that shows up really obvious when you have these two next to each other, just how gray this Starscream is. I've never noticed that before, but very, very cool looking. You can take his helmet off just to kind of compare his heads a little better there. Very cool. I really like how this Shattered Glass Starscream turned out. I kind of wish I had more of the Siege molds now, just because it's a good figure. It is a good figure. It's a really good mold. I wanted to make this comparison, but I forgot to do it earlier. So this guy is the Shattered Glass Starscream, and like I mentioned, he has Jetfire's color scheme. And I had to make him sit down because he wouldn't even fit on screen. Here is Siege Jetfire. And you can kind of see where that color scheme comes from. These two have the exact same colors. The only thing I would make note of is Shattered Glass Starscream. His red is a lot more vibrant, whereas Siege Jetfire, his red is just a little bit more muted. Not quite maroon or anything like that, but just a little darker red. But wanted to show that off there. Very, very cool figures. I absolutely love both of these figures. But we can get him out of here, and we can continue back with the rest of the video. That being said, we can go ahead and get him transformed up into his Tetrajet mode, and we can take a look at that. Transformation guide will be linked down in the description, as well as right up here. Check that out, and we can come back. And here he is in his Cybertronian Tetrajet mode. And like I said, I don't own any other Siege Seeker mold, repaints, whatever. So this is the first one I have. Very, very cool. I actually like this a lot more than I thought I would. Because when I was first, like when Siege was first coming out, I wasn't really collecting the War for Cybertron line at all. I was just getting back into collecting Transformers, and I was starting with the Studio series. But so I kind of passed on this guy every time I saw one of the other repaints, whatever, of him. I always kind of passed on it because I was like, it's kind of weird. It's not what I'm used to, But man, I'm kind of glad I got this guy because I really want those Rainmakers now. But very, very cool. And once again, he does have Jetfire's color scheme. We can set him down right here. And here he is next to Transformers Legacy Skids. Brand new figure, just picked that up. Very cool. I mean, more of a size comparison here just because I don't have any of the Siege Seekers to show him off with. But there he is. Kind of get an idea there. Skids is a pretty good sized little deluxe figure. So they kind of give you an idea of scale here. And just for fun, here he is next to the LEGO Speed Champions Lamborghini Countach. Kind of like these two next to each other. I like the red and white color scheme going there. You see what I mean? These two, for some weird reason, I kind of just like these two next to each other. But very cool. If you're into LEGO Speed Champions, there you go. His height in Tetrajet mode is roughly exactly the height of the Speed Champions Countach. We can get that out of here. And now we can go ahead and get this guy transformed back into his robot mode. Once again, to check out the transformation guide, it'll be linked down in the description as well as right up here. Check that out, and we can come back in just a moment. And here he is back in his robot mode. So to finish this video off, I really like this guy. I really like all of the Shattered Glass line. Every single figure from this Shattered Glass line so far has been awesome. And this guy just continues that. I have very few complaints other than that slight yellowing issue, which I got to looking in here when I was transforming it. It's even yellowed down up in here. So I don't know if that's actually like yellowing or if that's just different material. I'm not sure anymore because it shouldn't be yellowed on the inside like that. Makes sense for these parts that are exposed, but on the inside, that's like internal parts I never see light, you know? So that's kind of weird. But other than that, awesome figure. He also comes with one of the issues of the comic book, Shattered Glass issue 4, if you order him from Hasbro Pulse, which I did. Awesome comic. But all that being said, I would highly recommend this figure if you are still looking for it and you get the chance to get your hands on it. Do it. It is awesome. I hope you enjoyed that review. I hope you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you stick around for more videos in the future. Have a good night.